To the ancient Egyptian, the night was not a romantic landscape, it was Isfet, chaos. When the sun died, the rules vanished. It was a terrifying void where time stopped and direction was lost. But civilization is the art of bringing order to chaos. The priests along the Nile had to divide this void into manageable parts, not just to pray, but to survive. One who could not track time could not manage the Nile. In the 19th century excavations at Asyut, when the coffins of nobles like Idi and Meshet were opened, archaeologists were baffled. Inside the lids, facing the deceased, were strange tables. These weren't prayers from the Book of the Dead. These were Egypt's first Excel spreadsheets, scientifically known as diagonal star tables, a navigation interface to tell the time to the soul of the dead. For years, these codes remained unsolved, until mathematician Otto Neugebauer published Egyptian astronomical texts in 1960. Neugebauer pushed aside the mysticism and cracked the system's algorithm. The system was based on dividing the sky into 36 equal parts. Each part ruled a 10-day week. The rulers of these sections were called Decans. 36 Decans times 10 days equals 360 days. But a year isn't 360 days. The Egyptians knew this. At the end of the year, they added 5 epagomenal days, extra days, to celebrate the birth of gods. A patch to complete the calendar to 365 days. The heart of this entire system relied on a single reference point, Sopdet, known to us as Sirius, the brightest star in the sky and the herald of the Nile's flood. The operating principle was heliacal rising. A star remains dead in the Duat, the underworld, for 70 days, invisible. The first day it rises just before dawn marks the beginning of the 10-day week it governs. Following Sopdet was Sahu, the constellation of Orion. To the Egyptians, these weren't just bright spots, they were the projection of Osiris's soul onto the sky. Data and faith were intertwined. Over time, technology evolved. We moved from wooden coffins of the Middle Kingdom to the massive tomb ceilings of the New Kingdom. The tomb of Ramses VI, KV9, is where this astronomical data is most detailed. Here, diagonal tables gave way to Ramesside star clocks. This system was far more complex and formed the basis of the 24-hour day, 12 for daylight, 12 for night. The measurement method was fascinating, the target man. 2 priests sat opposite each other. One was the stationary target, the other the observer. The observer noted the star's position relative to the target's anatomy. The tools used for this operation, the Merkhet, sighting tool, and the Bay, sighting rod. Ancestors of the telescope, these simple tools offered incredible precision. Coordinates were logged as over the right eye or in the middle of the left ear. This was the first practical application of the microcosm and macrocosm concept, mapping the universe, the sky, onto the human, the target man, using the body as a coordinate system. But there was an insidious error in this massive system. The Egyptians assumed the year was exactly 365 days. In reality, the Earth completes its orbit in 365 days and about 6 hours. This 6-hour difference caused a drift of 1 full day every 4 years. This is called the Sothic Cycle. Over centuries, the calendar detached from the seasons. Winter festivals were being celebrated in the middle of summer. In 238 BC, Pharaoh Ptolemy III tried to fix this. The Canopus Decree ordered for the first time in history a leap year. adding one day to the calendar every 4 years. But science lost to bureaucracy. The Egyptian priesthood rejected the correction, claiming it would disturb tradition. The people chose the familiar, wrong calendar over the accurate one. The reform stalled for centuries. Combined with precession, the Earth's wobble, and the calendar error, the star clocks could no longer tell accurate time. A star predicted to rise at dawn was rising at midnight. The data lost its reliability. This is where data archaeology reveals the breaking point. When stars stopped functioning as timekeepers, they changed meaning. The famous Dendera Zodiac is a monument to this transition. Under Greek influence, Decans transformed from guardians of time into astrological faces, influencing human fate. An astronomical observation tool evolved into a psychological profile. Following the principle as above, so below, every decan became associated with a body part or disease. A scientific failure gave birth to a brand new belief system, astrology. The 24-hour watch on your wrist, the 360 degrees of a circle, these are all legacies of those failed Egyptian grids. They may not have kept perfect time, but they successfully divided time. Egyptian star clocks weren't magic, they were data. Humanity's first bold attempt to code the universe. And we are still living inside the code they wrote.